I'm not gonna lie. I used to laugh at people on them because they're not the most sleekest looking, are they? They look a little bit like a circus bike, right?
We live, we live, we live, we live.
We're on.
How do you
Welcome
do?
to
How you doing?
another episode of Together We'll Talk podcast. This is episode 6. Yeah, we're doing good, man. Episode 6 after a phenomenal episode number 5 with Jojo.
Yes.
Now this is actually
Big up Jojo.
yeah, big up
Jojo.
Jojo, yes.
Yeah, fantastic interview.
But this week's episode, or this episode, is the first time we've done one with just the 3 of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I like you lot like that. I don't even know.
I know. I don't know if I'm ready for any questions either.
Yeah, but so we're gonna kind of like change it up a bit this week. But before we get cracking with that, let's do our wellness check or well-being check. Starting off with you, Joe. How are you? How's your week or weeks been since the last episode?
What's been going on since the last episode? All sorts of things, but yeah, I'm all right. It's Thursday, it's the end of the week for when it airs out, and near the end of the week, so I'm all right. I can't complain. I give thanks. I'm blessed, and I'm just gonna keep it at that. I'm not as good as Dean because Dean's just come off of a holiday. I need a holiday. That's what
Yeah.
I feel like. But Dean's come off of a holiday. Look at him looking all
I'm not
all
looking
holiday
to show
glowing
off
and
or
that.
anything. I'm not looking to show off or anything.
Are
No,
you
he already
not?
did that. He's showing off on Insta.
You know what? That is just a snippet, you know. That is just
I can imagine.
But he didn't bring us matching beads. I feel like we should have all had matching beads for this.
Yeah.
Like you've got your beads, you're there showing off your thing. You didn't even bring me and Leon a little beadage.
Now listen,
Nothing.
this is toning it down. How I was gonna dress. Listen, I am no longer.
You should have brought it, bro.
Listen,
You should have brought it.
listen. I am no longer Dino Cycle Clips. I am now Kojo Boateng, King
Oh,
King Owusu Cycle Clips. Now, yeah.
yeah.
Nah, seriously. It was life affirming. You know when they say you go somewhere and it's life affirming, it's life changing. It feels like that. It feels like that. It was a fantastic trip, man.
And you feel like how long did you go for?
8 days.
And you feel like your 8 days was enough?
What we managed to fit into the 8 days, yeah, I do. I don't think I could have crammed that. Don't think I could have done that more, and my mind taking so much. It was so many things we were doing each day. We had a really good itinerary, and it was like 10 of us, all of me and my boys. Oh, it's amazing, man. Fantastic. Trip of a lifetime.
Yeah. What was the highlight?
There's too many things for me to discuss here. It will take up the whole thing. There's too many things.
What was the highlight, Leon said? Is there a highlight?
Quad biking up in the Aburi Mountains, jet skiing out on one of the Blue Beach. Oh, it's just no. Do you know what? I'm gonna start listing them all off. There's too many things. What's the thing when you go on you walk across a canopy walk? We did a canopy walk as well. You know what they're doing? I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh that footbridge kind of thing between trees.
Yeah, in the rainforest. It's just so many things you wouldn't envisage. I don't know what I envisaged in Ghana, but so many things I saw I didn't envisage. And obviously it's a homecoming. The group of us, all of us born here, but obviously there were 3 of us Nigerian origin, 7 of us Caribbean origin, but none of us been to Ghana. So it was all an awakening for us.
Oh, that's nice. So it's all new for all of you. That's nice.
Yeah, and especially for the Caribbean boys, it's a homecoming. You know, yeah, obviously there was a sad trip when we went to the slave castle. That was terrible, but also enlightening. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, I'm a new man now.
Well, obviously,
Lucky
Jade.
Jade.
Him as Kojo.
Lucky Jade.
Kojo, I'm playing with Kojo because it's about the only name I know, but I'm going to start playing around with a few, you know?
You have to go with the day of the week that you're born. and then
Oh, yeah,
then
yeah. You're
your
right. Yeah,
name is
you're right.
given from the day of the week that you're born.
Yeah. What? Can I just go with the one I like?
No, Dean, if you're gonna do it properly, it's all to
Oh,
do with the
yeah,
days of the
yeah.
week.
It has to have meaning. Yeah, I know. All right.
And you went to you've also been to Mallorca
I
whilst
went to Mallorca, yes, since the
since the
last
last
time I went to
episode.
Mallorca, but that wasn't a cycling trip and it wasn't going up on Hollywood Mountains like you guys. It was a running trip. I went with a running crew. Obviously,
Yeah.
the missus is into running, she's part of a crew. I accompanied her. I wasn't part of the running, doing no half marathon, but it was lovely. That was also lovely. It's lovely
Actually,
laugh.
I think we need to be upstanding and a round of applause for Jade, actually, because
Big up, Jade! Woo!
yeah,
Big up Jade. Big up
Pa,
Jade.
pa, pa,
Yeah,
pa,
she's
pa, pa,
smashing
pa,
it.
pa.
yeah.
Yeah. She's smashing
Because
it because she
she
just come back from New York as well.
exactly, yeah. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
Full
So
marathon.
she's done New York, Berlin. Was Berlin a half one?
Berlin was a half. She done the
And
London,
she's yeah, London. What she done the
yeah.
full London is
Full London, yeah.
right.
Um,
And
she's
is
about.
it true she's done an ultra
She's done 2 ultras in the summer as well. 2 ultras
this year?
this year. Yeah, so the beginning of summer and the midsummer, she done that, and that's like 30 miles, 50K or something like that. Some mad. You know when you forget about what numbers it is because it's just it's stupid, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
But yeah. She's a
50K on
good,
your feet.
that
yeah,
is crazy. No man.
yeah,
Yeah, when we grow up, we want to be like Jade.
yeah, innit?
Well, then
I
again,
don't
I
want to
don't
be
know
like that. I don't want
because
to run.
no,
I
it's
don't want to
true.
run.
It's true. What it,
Oh, and
yeah, you're right.
congratulations to you, country. I see glimpses. You did something while I was away. You did some 10K, was it?
He ran.
Me?
10K.
Call him Forrest. Call him Forrest Gump, yeah?
Listen, I think man doing, and you're with Brian, and I know Brian is like animal, so you was running alongside Brian.
Listen, Brian was kind of like for him. He might as well have just been walking. That's how it was for him because Brian can he
He's
can
a
run.
runner.
But
He is a runner, yeah.
the thing is though, with Brian, running with Brian, even though he insisted on just running at my pace, he was just I'm just gonna just run with you. We can keep each other company.
Mm.
I didn't realize how fast I was running. I was running a lot quicker than I had planned in my own head to run because I was going to run a lot slower than I normally run, a 5K, because obviously I've not done a 10K before and I needed to kind of like pace myself and conserve like my energy. But I practically ran faster than I did a 5K for the whole of the 10K more or less. And
See
I
there?
could not believe that I did that.
Yeah, that's
And I
good.
felt all right afterwards. I felt all right, man. So I was really, really happy and proud of what I did.
Yeah,
But
it's an
That's,
achievement. Well done, man. It's an
yeah,
achievement.
that's fantastic.
yeah.
I personally think that country, you're quite a natural runner because I ran with you when we did the park,
The
Dulwich, was
Dulwich
it
Park
Dulwich
run,
Park?
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like one of your first runs, and I'm like, this guy's fast. I'm only doing it for show. I can't stop now because you're a newbie. You're a newbie, so I better keep going. But listen, I was having problems. I'm like, this guy's okay. Do you know what I mean? I think you're a natural runner anyway. So yeah,
I don't know. But I must say, the more I do a 5K, I'm finding it easier each time.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
mentally, I don't want to go beyond. I don't want to see myself looking beyond a 10K. I really can't. And I
yeah,
feel that if I am going to do a 10K again, I'm going to have to do it with someone that is faster than me to
yeah.
help keep my pace and to
Like
also
Brian
just run with
again.
someone anyway.
Like
Yeah.
Brian did. Yeah, yeah.
And to just run with someone in general because
Yeah,
running on my own, had I not run with Brian
yeah.
doing that charity run, I would have got a really, really slow time because we were quicker than practically everyone bar one person.
Wow.
See?
Okay.
So, yeah,
See? No, you're
See?
natural.
yeah.
You're
So
natural.
you got a silver medal then, yeah?
Yeah, you can say I got an imaginary silver medal. I
There
can
you
work
I
go.
with
know
that.
you're not thinking about it, but half marathons next year. Let's look at that. Let's look at the schedule. Let's look at the schedule. And you, Joe.
You must
No,
be
no, no, no,
talking
no,
to
no, no,
Joe.
no, 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 no.
It was so fun last time. Me, you, Kareen, Harvey, Carla.
Fun. Fun. No,
It
Dean.
was. It
No.
was. It was a
No,
bonding.
Dean.
It was bonding. It was bond. It was.
We're
It was
bonding here.
great
We
bonding.
bond on our bikes. We don't need to bond running.
Yeah, let's think about it. Don't say no. Just say maybe.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Crunchy,
yeah.
how's your week been?
Me, it's been all right, but I've got a bit of a complaint though. I yeah, it's bike related, so it's a good thing it's a cycling podcast, isn't it? But yeah, Tuesday morning, because you know I ride my Brompton to work, and I got the electric switch kit on there.
Switch,
Well,
yeah.
first of all, when I left home, I was riding. I was thinking, why do I feel like I'm riding a slightly quicker than I normally would, and I feel so light. 3 miles halfway into my journey, I was like, oh no, I left my rucksack at home. And it's got my work laptop and everything in there. So I'm thinking that's why I felt so light. So I had to go back and get that. Then I decided to just change up the route and I decided to go through Streatham. So we're riding Streatham High Road, get to junction of Christchurch Road. I'm just like looking down at the bike, thinking, why does the front wheel look like it's like wobbling a little bit? So I thought it's nothing of it. So I pulled up just past just at the bottom of Brixton Hill, near to where I got the puncher on the way to Ride London.
Right.
Pulled up there, looked at the wheel. It's what I'm like shaking it. It's like wobbling a bit. And I think, what's going on? And I heard a bit of rattling. Looked at the spokes. About 3 or 4 of the spokes had come loose.
Well, just like that.
So I just hand tightened them.
Just like that.
Just like that. So I hand tightened them. Got back on the bike and I started riding it, but I was riding a lot slower. And the wheel was still wobbling. It's like it's getting worse. So I got into like Brixton and I got off. And I looked at the wheel again, every single spoke became like barely loose. So I thought, I can't
What?
ride this. So I walked from Brixton near Windrush Square to work on Cold Harbour Lane, Camberwell end of Cold Harbour Lane. As I was walking, it just got progressively worse to the wheel was like literally wobbling from side to side.
What?
There's a bike shop near work. I went in there, I was going to ask the guy for the tool you use to tighten up the spokes. He said that's not really what you should do. He said it should be done by a specialist because you could mess up the wheel and whatever. So I'm walking, and literally the wheel just sort of like just wobbling as I'm walking with the bike like it's coming apart.
Oh,
Crazy. So I've obviously contacted Switch. I had to send them a video showing
so
them
it was the
the wheel.
switch wheel.
It's a switch wheel because the front
Right,
wheel is a switch wheel where it's got the
right.
motor in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm waiting for them to get back to me. But here's the thing though. I had the first generation switch kit. And after about 2.5 years or so, one day when I was riding to work, I heard this clipping noise and I looked down at the wheel, the same front wheel, one of the spokes had actually popped off and split in half. And I realized a few of them had broken as well. Broken and had come loose. So I ended up taking the bike back home and just jumped on a train to work. But to me, having what's happened to me this week, I'm realizing it's got to be a design fault with the wheel. Because why has it happened like on my first generation switch kit that I had 2.5 years ago, and it's happened on this one, brand new. I've only been riding it since end of August, and we're now
Yeah.
mid-November.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So there's clearly got to be something wrong with that, with the design, that the fact that it's happened on two
Of
different wheels.
course.
And that sounds dangerous as well, because suppose that happens while you
Yeah,
were going down the hill or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
Wow.
that's my that's my complaint. I'm waiting for Switch to respond and see what they're gonna say. But I mean, it doesn't make sense why that would happen. That doesn't happen on any other kind of bike, like a road bike or anything like that, where all of the spokes will just come loose like that
No, that's ridiculous,
in
isn't it?
such a short space of time.
Yeah.
It's madness.
Yeah. There's
That's
something
It's
wrong.
weird.
madness.
Wow. Oh no.
Madness. But yeah.
Never mind. So you had to get the train back home.
Yeah, I just walked into it and then I ended up getting well no, actually tell a lie. Tanya was in the area at work, so she came and picked me up. and I just put it in the back of the car. It came on, but yeah, since then I've been on train because I don't ride the road bike or the single speed to work because I sweat easy when I'm riding, and I can't be riding to work and getting there like a sweaty mess. Even though there's showers and changing facilities at work, but I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, all is good in the hood. This week we're switching it up. We've actually got some questions that have been sent in by people that we've been interacting on the socials. So we're gonna do a freestyle and take it in turns to like read out the questions and
And
give our
provide some
interpretation
answers.
of the answers. But before we do that, Dean, just touching on when you went to Mallorca. As you know, Joe and I went to Mallorca as well. So we just wanted to like do a quick recap on that because we're in September. When did we go? Was it September? It was
September.
September, isn't it?
September, yeah.
Yeah.
End of September. It's Joe, myself, Kareen, Harvey, Carla,
Tanya
Tanya,
and Marvin.
Marvin. Have you recovered from it, Joe?
Do you know what? Yes, I have. I've recovered. And looking back on it, apart from you know what,
Yeah, yeah,
Sakalaba, it was
yeah,
just
What,
such
yeah.
a
what's you
nice
sorry, what's you
holiday.
know what's you know what for the rest of us, Joe?
Sakalaba, they
Oh,
know.
okay.
But
The big mountain, right?
the big mountain. Apart from that, I mean, and even that, I mean, that was a great, it's the greatest achievement this year on the
Yeah,
bike is
yeah,
getting up and down that thing. And
yeah,
anyone that's climbed it, they know. Yeah.
yeah.
Those that haven't, good luck to Uno. Yeah. But it was just such a nice holiday. Like
Yeah,
all of it together, the company, like I went to Mallorca when I was like 17 in college when I was doing travel and tourism. I don't know what I was doing. I had no business doing travel and tourism, but I was. And we went to Magaluf. Yeah.
uh,
That's a different side. Like when you hear Mallorca, people think that kind of craziness that goes on, like you used to see on the TV. Is it Benidorm in Mallorca? I don't even quite remember. But them
yeah.
mad
I'm not even
things that
sure.
happen. But that's the cycling and the just how the roads are. They're smooth, not a pothole in sight. Oh, and the sunshine. Look at it. Look what we're dealing with. It's cold. It's
Yeah,
dark. It's wet. It was nice,
yeah,
man. Like if someone
yeah,
said, "Let's go back to Mallorca tomorrow," I'd be like, "Yeah, hold on.
yeah. I'm coming. Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
get
I'm
my things
coming.
there, man. I'm there. What time? Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
the adventure started from start to end with us, the flight change and
Oh
everything.
my
But
gosh,
it was
yes.
just a madness. But it was such a great holiday. Great, and
Yeah,
the first time I've been away properly cycling, so loved it.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing in it. Actually, you actually went on a cycling holiday.
Yeah, we went on a cycling holiday. That was the aim of it, and that's what we did, and it was good. The only lesson next time, I'd prefer to take my own bike, 100%.
that's what I was about to ask. Is there anything? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What would you have done? What would you do different for your next cycling holiday, or if you was to go back to Mallorca? You just
Take my own
definitely bring.
bike. Yeah, take my own bike,
Oh,
Yeah,
what was
preferably,
on the bike you went?
or maybe put a bit more effort into finding a rental bike,
Mm,
and then being a bit more specific to the providers, so then they're more geared to us, because we
yeah,
kind of just left it to whoever and we was given these bikes. Maybe if you sort out yourself, then you know what you're looking for a bit more specifically.
mm.
yeah.
But alternatively, get your own bike and maybe take your own bike, sorry, and maybe train a little bit more for them hills, I'd say, in hindsight. If we put in a bit, put in a bit don't tell Harvey, but but if we put in a little bit more, few hours of training before, then
I feel like you guys were training.
certain things might not have been so painful.
I feel like you lot guys were training.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you was doing
there's always
stuff.
room for more.
Yeah. There was definitely room for more. But on the bike situation, though, I think with hindsight, we we definitely could have gone for Pinarellos.
We could
Because look
have.
how many Pinarello
That's what
stores
I'm
we saw
saying.
out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's where I mean by, paying that a little bit more mind, because it would have
Yeah,
made perfect sense, especially for me who's got a Pinarello, to go with a Pinarello. Do you know what I
What
mean?
did
yeah.
you ride?
Was it Giant?
Giant TCRs.
Okay.
But it was great for Leon because he had a whole different perspective on his Giant. So it was,
Yeah,
Okay.
in the end, it was a good thing for Leon that he rode the Giant, realized that his bike maybe is a bit too big, and he was much
big.
more comfortable on that bike. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it both worked both ways then.
Yeah,
Because I'm
my
thinking
bike
that I'm
was.
thinking if I went on holiday, I'm not sure I want to go through the hassle of bringing my bike, taking it apart, putting it back together, and all that. It sounds long. If you
That's
could
and
just hire a
I'm the
bike.
same. I feel the same. I don't know if I'd want to go through that as well. And not
Yeah.
only that, it's the also the added cost of buying a bike box. I didn't know they were so expensive.
Oh yeah. Mind you, they
So
are for life,
expensive.
innit? They're
But
for
yeah, I was going to
life.
say, but if you're going, no, it doesn't have to even be abroad. If you're going anywhere, you once you've
Mm,
got a bike box, you can take your bike anywhere with you. Do you know what I
mm.
mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like Dean said, it's not something. That's an investment that could last you, if it's a decent one, for years and years
yeah.
and
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
That
is
will
it's
pay
an
back for
investment.
itself. That will pay back for itself multiple times. Imagine the amount of times you're going to hire a bike.
Yeah.
You would just
Yeah.
take your bike.
And
But see,
and
the
it
thing
feels
is,
like the older we get, the more places we travel. So anywhere we go, we could bring it. You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
But like you're saying though, Dean, I would have to get the type of bike box where the only thing I'd only want to take off is the wheels because they're easy to take off and like put back on. But
Yes.
those ones where
Yeah,
you
that's
got
all
to
I
take
want.
off the handlebars
No.
no,
and all
Handlebars,
that
no,
stuff,
no.
no,
No, no, no, no, no,
I'm not
no.
with
I
that.
don't want to take the chain. I don't take nothing off part of on the
No,
wheels.
yeah.
yeah, but they do have them loads. So
But they're the more expensive ones, though, aren't they?
of course, it's
Yeah,
more convenient, isn't it?
yeah,
But yeah, I loved it. I loved it. What about you, Leon?
yeah.
Mallorca.
It was amazing. It exceeded my expectations. The company was fantastic. And just the country from a cycling perspective is the way that the where we stayed, it was like geared towards cycling.
Yeah,
It's like I've heard people say they call it like a mecca for for cyclists
yeah,
kind of thing. And yeah, the smooth roads. And I was a bit apprehensive about riding on the other side of the road,
Mm.
but I think after about less than a mile of riding, I was used to it.
yeah.
But
You
I
just
think also
adapt
as
to
well,
it.
our sense of awareness was heightened because we were riding on the other side of the road. So we were
Yeah,
very like attentive and careful and paying, extra attention. There were times where all of us at various times forgot what side of the road we were meant to be riding on, and we were like had to kind of like remind each other or like
Mm.
not shout, but kind of like give like a little
Mm.
Joe, move over kind
Mm.
of thing. You
oh,
know what I
oh
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I loved it.
when we was over there, we hired some bikes. Like obviously, this is a cycling crew, so a lot of them were beginners or not
running
natural
running crew.
runners.
You mean running crew?
Sorry, running crew. Sorry, and what they did, they had electric bikes. I had a normal bike, and kind of me and Jade were kind of leading them. And what I noticed when we went onto the main road, which stood out to me straight away, was that the motorists are completely different from British motorists. It's like, huh? Like when you're looking at, huh? He
Yeah,
stops. Like even if it was their right of way, they see a cyclist, they stop. They
Yeah,
give
yeah,
you so much more grace than over here.
yes,
yeah,
It was hard to get used to. I was like, wow,
yeah,
this place basically cyclists run things over it.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And there was one guy that it's
It was
funny
such an
because there was a
amazing thing to
guy
see.
that was telling us that when you're doing and not just Sakalobra, but we saw it on normal roads as well. But they have cameras that record the drivers to make sure that they're riding the right distance from cyclists, and apparently they get fined if they don't. And it's like in heading to like Sakalobra on the switchbacks and mountains and so on, there were parts of it where there were drones recording the motorists as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that if they weren't abiding by the rules of the road and giving us space and stuff, I mean, they get in trouble as well. So
Mm.
yeah, it's like it's weird. It's like if it be, could you imagine how it would be to ride in this country if we had a combination of the behavior of motorists in Mallorca
Yeah.
and the cycling? Oh, there's somebody at the door. Even if if we had a fraction of the attitude of the motorists in Mallorca, and even a fraction of the cycling infrastructure, even in Mallorca, and like say like Holland, for example, cycling will be so much more
Enjoyable.
inviting and
Yeah.
enjoyable over here.
Do you know another thing about Mallorca is personally I found the people were so calm and nice. They seem to be quite friendly and nice. And it just the architecture, their buildings, everything just seems so beautiful and perfect. I was just sort of taken aback by it. I've been to Spain before, but Mallorca seemed particularly
Mm,
attractive. I don't know, it
yeah.
What
just
part
seemed
of
very
Mallorca was you lot in, Dean?
Palma.
Okay, so it wasn't far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we was in there. We actually saw a bit of it because we went for a run around there before the actual half marathon. We went for a run around the town as well. Went up into
Mm,
the hills and stuff.
Yeah,
It was
we didn't
lovely.
stay in Palma. We wasn't far. We was in Palencia.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was right by. Is it north? Never. I think it was near the north. Is it near the north? Can't remember now. But if it's near, is it near the north?
I can't remember.
This week, right? No, it wasn't even this week. It was last week. There was an article that came out, and yet again, I've forgotten the name of the brand, but there are more. There's another bike shop, or bike brand that were either going into administration or they had made a phenomenal amount of losses um, in their revenue, and it seems to be like it's the recurring theme every other month or so. There's another bike brand that's gone out of business, or they've lost money, not made as much money, or they're scaling down their business,
Yeah.
and it kind of like led me to think it's bad. It's kind of like good and bad. It's bad for for those involved, like for example, the employees and so on
Yeah,
who
jobs
who
and
get
stuff.
laid off, and the people that own the business and so on. But I don't know. You guys might think different, but I think also on the flip side, it's good because we need to drive somehow the prices of bikes and clothing brands related to cycling needs to be driven down. I still think it's way too expensive. Way too expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's funny you say that because my bike Oro, they
That's
the
it,
company
Oro.
the company that owns them, iRides, went into administration about a month or 2 months ago. Like, and I was worried because I was thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get parts because I was having problems getting some parts. Like the stem I wanted to change all over the summer. And it kind of made sense now. They would stop producing stuff from long time, from springtime.
Mm.
They've gone under now and they've been waiting to find out what's going to happen. Is Oro going to go under? But I just heard a couple of days ago that another company has bought them all out. He's
X
bought
Planet,
Oro.
I think.
Oh, Planet X.
Planet X, X
No,
Planet.
I think that was the rumor, but I've heard a different company now has actually
Oh,
bought
really?
them out. But I don't know if that's a company that Planet X is a subsidiary of because I haven't read into it. I saw a glimpse of it while I was out in Ghana, so I wasn't concentrating. But yeah, they've definitely been bought out now, so they've been saved apparently, and their plans are to carry on making
Yeah,
bikes. But yeah, it's not looking good for a lot of the industry. You're right.
yeah. But
But do
it's
you
just
even
that
think
it's
if they go into administration that's going to lower the prices? I mean, probably not.
yeah. It could be counter. It could have the opposite effect. If there's
Yeah.
minimal brands available, then they've got. It means less competition, doesn't it?
Yep.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, if a company's going to the administration, you must think that they're not making enough money. They're making losses. So how can the prices go down? The price must be already be at the lowest it can be. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah, but
businessman.
I I I, I think that boom, that the pandemic boom is kind of like potentially hit a ceiling. So
Yeah,
where
yeah,
there was such an influx of like literally thousands and thousands of people
yeah,
buying bikes left, right, and centre, and then also with the cycle schemes, cycle to work schemes that came to the forefront then, because I didn't realise that the cycle scheme and cycle to work scheme or whatever, they had been around for years,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
even like before like the pandemic.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I got one 10, nearly 12 years ago. I got one from work, cycle to work
yeah,
bike. My first bike was from them.
it's it's like it's kind of like the pandemic made it a lot more, you know, a lot more prevalent. And I think a lot of these like these bike brands and bike companies were kind of like overstocking
Yeah,
and kind of overcompensating for the people that were, you know, were buying. And it's almost like, I don't know, for some people maybe it was like a phase because we were in lockdown, couldn't go in there, couldn't exercise and whatever. For some people it potentially was cycling was a phase more so
Yeah.
than a
oh,
change of
definitely,
lifestyle.
definitely, 100%, definitely. That
Yeah,
there's not even a doubt. There's loads of people that's like, oh, I'm into cycling now. Oh, I used to cycle, and then now they've gone back to normal life. Life's back to
yeah,
normal. They're not
yeah,
Yeah.
cycling no more. They're
yeah,
stuck in a shed somewhere. I know people like that. So
yeah,
yeah, that's definitely has
yeah,
happened. There was a boom. Basically, there was a massive boom, and now it's just completely flattened out. And some of the smaller companies are going to suffer, isn't it?
yeah,
But we're the
yeah,
opposite though, innit? We've like bought how many bikes since?
yeah.
Yeah.
We've gone completely the other way.
Yeah, we're the
It's
ones that have
true.
propped it up. We propped up the
Yeah,
market.
exactly.
How many
Exactly.
have we got between us? I've got three. Joe, how many
I
have you
got
got?
3.
I've got one, two. Yeah, I've got three. I've got two because I gave one to Jade. But yeah, so things might be changing again soon. You know what we've got to blame? We've got to blame Dom. Dom
Yeah,
has propped up this market, our part of the market. Trust me. How many people has he made
Single-handedly.
buy a bike?
yeah.
Yeah, man should have shares. She should have shares in the market, man.
Imagine, you know, not some, we kind of like not look down, but we kind of like looked at those people that had multiple bikes or they bikes. Who is it? I've forgotten his name, but there's people out there that have got bikes for specific types of rides.
Yeah,
So like, if they're going out on a ride that's got like untold thousands of feet of elevation,
yeah,
they'll
yeah,
bring
yeah,
out their climbing bike.
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
it's going
yeah,
to be like a ride where it's a road ride, but it's going to be rainy, then they'll bring out their kind of like endurance that's maybe got like a lower gear,
yeah, yeah,
Some bigger tires
kind of
and
like standing like a Shimano 105 or something. And then if they want to go out stunting, then it's like, you know, let me bring the aero, you know, the
yeah,
big
yeah,
boy
yeah.
bike and then their gravel bikes. And you know what I mean? It's almost
there's
like we
Sunday
go
there's
and
Sunday
look in our
best.
wardrobe for clothes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they are with
Yeah,
their bikes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that is happening. And the thing is, that's the thing. You buy a new bike, and your plan is to get rid of the old bike. The old bike just becomes your training bike, your winter bike. It's just, and it will carry. When you get your new bike, it will carry on again.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
just
it's
we all do
true.
it.
And you can see if someone had said it to me as a, like, 4 years ago, I'd have been like, what are you talking about? Why do you need more than one bike? Now my kids are
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Mum, why do you need more than one bike? How many bikes do you
yeah,
need? I'm just like,
yeah, yeah. I'm already counting down the months to my next cycle to work scheme. You know that. You know in your head you've got it. You got it worked out. I know when it's coming. Next September.
so,
I did my last one over 18 months. So yeah, September.
so have you got a bike in mind that you got your
Do you know
eyes on?
what? If I'm still satisfied with the bike I've got, which I still am, I'm gonna go for a Brompton. I'm gonna get a nice Brompton. You know, a
yeah, that's what
lightweight,
I want to
maybe.
do. That's what I want to do on my
Yeah,
cycle to work.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. So that's
that's what
that's
I've
that's
got
my
my
plan
eye
at the
on.
moment. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, gonna join the Brompton gang. Trust me,
yeah,
you're gonna love it, man. You're gonna
yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
Because I've got one. I've got one, but it's not the top of the range one. You know, it's just like testing one really. So
Yeah,
I like when I've used it. Like I said, I've gone to Belgium before. I've gone to France. It's just I've gone into the city before, like with Jade, like gone to different, like gone on a pub crawl or whatever. You can do so many things with it that you can't do on a
yeah,
normal bike. It's
yeah.
just, yeah, it's just perfect.
It's
I want one. I
it's
want one. I actually want one.
it's so versatile. It's like a Swiss Army knife for
Yeah,
of you know, in a cycling
yeah.
perspective, man.
And you know
Love
something,
them.
right? You know something? It used to be, I'm not gonna lie, I used to laugh at people on them because they're not the most sleekest looking, are they? They look a little bit like a circus bike, right? I remember Stephen Ishmael said that, and Stephen Ishmael rides them, right? He goes, it's a circus bike, innit? I goes, yeah. But you know what? You know what? They're actually quite cool, you know. They're
They
quite
are,
cool now, isn't it?
yeah,
I think they're quite stylish now.
they
I don't
are,
know something about it, but it's like yeah, they look quite stylish. Whereas
and
before, like a bit
it's like it's like a whole community, because even now you can you can pimp your bike up to make it look really,
yeah,
really, really slick if you
yeah,
if you
yeah,
do it right. But yeah, man, I love my Brompton. I'm so glad that the day that I bought it, because yeah, it's my go-to. And you when we're out on some TWR rides, you'll see me on my Brompton sometimes. If I know it's just gonna be like a
yeah.
leisurely ride, like the Black History Month ride, what else do we do? Like the flags ride and so on. If I know it's not gonna be a pacey, just a chilled casual ride, I'm bringing my Brompton. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Speaking of um
TWR.
Black History Month, it's the Black History Month ride is kind of like the TWR anniversary ride,
Yes.
because it's the ride that actually formed TWR. It's the first ever ride we did. I think it was the 18th of October in 2020. Um, and as you guys know, we always have like a kind of like a TWR birthday party towards the end of the year. And what
It's
a
coming
way to
up.
kind of yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
What day is it this year? It's the
The
21st
21st of December.
of December.
Yeah.
So I think this is the ideal opportunity to kind of let people know that, tickets are going very quickly. There's a
Yep.
deadline for the ticket sales, which is the 3rd of December.
December. Yep.
It's going to be another fantastic night, like the other three parties that we've had. Is it three?
Yes.
2020, 21, 22. Yeah, three parties. And this time we're going to East London.
We're going
Yeah,
east
Is it
side.
East?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Way east.
Yeah.
yeah,
Chingford. Chingford. We're going to Chingford this time.
yeah.
We've been south. We've been
Yeah.
south. We've been
We've been southwest.
cent-
We've been southeast. We've
south,
been central,
southwest,
central,
central. So now
central.
we're going
Yeah,
to the east side.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
covering
Way East. You
all.
need
it's their turn. It's their
Okay.
turn. It's their turn.
It's there. And we do have quite a lot of TWR that are that side. So it's
Yeah,
nice that we've gone that side. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And what I
Yeah.
will
I
say
know.
as well, and this isn't even promo, every single awards night that I've ever been, it's always a blast. Every single one, it's always been a blast. So
We know
get your
how to have
tickets.
a
Yeah.
good time.
Get your tickets, guys.
Eat, drink, food,
Yeah.
dance. We know how to have a nice
Laughter,
time, man. Laughter.
laughter, banter. Yeah. Sometimes
Because
tears.
obviously
Sometimes tears.
we have the awards as well. People might not know, but we have an
Yeah.
award. It's not just a party, it's an awards night
Mm.
as well. So that's always a good
Yeah.
element.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's
And
full of encouragement. That's what it's all about. It's good. It's really good. Really good.
we slightly switched up the awards this year, so they're going to be slightly
Slightly
different.
different. Yes.
Yeah. We're introducing a People's Choice Award as well, which will be really interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, so get your tickets. The early bird tickets have sold out, so we've got some tickets left at £45.
Yep.
If you go to the TWR Instagram page and hit the link in the bio, you see the booking form in there, and it's going to be at the Grill on the Green, or is it
GOTG.
GOTTG,
Yeah.
formerly Grill on the Green
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
in Chingford. Um, yeah, what else is there? Is there anything? There's nothing else
I'm
to say
gonna
about
have to
London.
leave to get to Chingford probably tomorrow for the 21st of December car. It's
Yeah,
far.
yeah, it's far. And bring
For
a
us
packed lunch
South
for the
people,
journey.
yeah, it's
Packed
far.
lunch for the journey. Have a full hearty breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
Do you know what? At work,
But it's gonna be worth it. So I don't
Yeah.
mind.
do you know what? At work, I look after the line that goes out there, London Overground, that goes to Liverpool Street. And sometimes usually we get on a train to get up there, right, to go and do a survey or whatever. But on on a, the one time that I rode up there, I was like, "What is going on? How can it somewhere be that far but still be called the edge of London?" It was just like, you know what, I'm not doing this again. It's far, man. But yeah, yeah,
Did you ride there from home?
yeah, from home. So I went past my office and then I rode all the way up there. I thought, let me get some miles in. Yeah, it's a long way, man. But it's a nice area. Chingford's lovely, actually. Chingford's actually
Yeah,
quite nice.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna
You
be
got to have
worth it. This
money to
time
be up there,
you
isn't
go up there, you get your belly full, you get to drink, you get to dance. It'll be
Yeah, yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be
it?
good.
I heard that jerk chicken curry goat is on the list. Is it? Is that correct? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Possibly, Dean, possibly.
yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Post it. I'll
Maybe
spot.
not.
Oh,
Maybe not
mm,
for you.
Yeah.
okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm putting it out there for the people, then, innit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Right.
there's a nice menu.
Let's
Yeah.
get on to some questions. So we've compiled a list of questions that have been asked, that people that have been interacting with us, and they've sent them in via social media. So who's going to kick off with the questions?
I'll kick off. So the first question says, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received about cycling? Dean?
Uh, do you know what? I remember very clearly my first group ride session with TWR. It was at Regent's Park, and AJ just came in. I didn't know anyone then. I didn't know anyone. I'd just been introduced, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know anyone. And AJ came along and he had a nice, nice, flashy bike. I don't even know what bike it was. Can't remember what. AJ's probably got about 17 bikes. I don't know what bike it was, but it was a very nice looking bike. And I said to AJ, God, that's a nice bike. I like that bike. Where you get that bike from? And AJ just said, in one line, he just said, it's not about the bike, it's about the power. And then instead of engaging in conversation, man just rolled off like all mythical, you know? And you know, because he did that, that stuck in my head. He was like, it's not about the bike, it's about the
About the
and that
power.
stuck with me the whole time. And there's so many elements of truth in that. Obviously, bikes do improve you. Don't get me wrong, bikes can improve you, but it is more about you.
Yeah.
That's the point of
Yeah,
it. So I would say that's one of the. I don't know if it's the best, but it's the most memorable piece of advice I've got.
yeah.
Mm.
I think for me, and it's actually AJ as well, actually, it's about hill climbing, because I just cuss every time there's hills involved. When it comes to our rides, I just cuss because I just don't like hill climbing. And he just said to me, you got to embrace it because it's the hill climbing that makes you stronger, on the
Mm,
flats.
yeah,
And so I always try to remember that, what he says, and um, try not to run away from hills. You know what I mean? Because
mm,
before, like, even like for me, when I go to work, I have to climb a hill. No matter which way I go, I've got about 4 different ways I can get to work. Each one involves a hill.
Mm.
And it's like I have to keep constantly telling myself, just embrace it, just embrace it, just embrace it.
mm,
And it's kind of like stuck with me, but I still cuss because I just don't like
mm,
climbing hills.
mm, mm,
No, I
But
like
I
that.
do, in saying that, he's right, because the more I do it, I have noticed the improvement,
Yeah.
in climbing the hills, and I can see it on Strava, where, with like my PBs and so on, that I am actually getting quicker at
Yeah.
climbing hills.
Yeah. See, mine was I was gonna say about the hill climbing, but mine was more about, putting the work in. Like at first, when you start anything, like you're running, for instance, anything is hard when you've never done it. And I don't know who
yeah,
said it to me, but you just got to keep putting the work in. Someone said to get better on the bike, you just have to keep riding.
Yeah,
Because you think that you're good at certain things. Like for
yeah,
me at the moment, do swimming lessons.
yeah,
It's hard.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll find it hard, but the only way you're going to get better is to keep doing it.
yeah,
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 Climbing hills, getting fast on the bike, and also like somebody else said about the strength and conditioning, about
yeah,
mm,
like to get better on the bike, you got to be strong as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Strong legs, get in the gym, core. I think you
yeah,
said to me, Dean, you said to me the other day about your core, about you
yeah,
got to strengthen your core. So that's the best advice, that you got to just be strong and
yeah,
just to keep putting the work in.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know who said it. I'm sorry who said it. I don't know who said it, but someone said it to me.
yeah,
Don't know
yeah.
who said it.
But it's true. It might sound like yeah, but that's easier said than done, or that just sounds too simplistic. But it's the truth and the reality of it about putting the work in and embracing,
Yeah.
you know. And as AJ said to Dean, it's not about the bike, it's about, you know, the person that's riding it and what you do with it.
Yep, for sure.
Question 2, I'll jump in there.
Go on.
If you could go back to your beginner cyclist days, what would you do different?
Let me answer this because I know what I'd say. Not have bought the hybrid bike
Right.
because I hardly
Why?
used it. Because I hardly used it. Maybe if I hadn't joined TWR, I might have just been pootling around on the on the hybrid bike, or I would have maybe turned into that person. Then people that Dean said that they had a fad, bought a bike, nights just put that in the shed because that's where the hybrid bike is. The hybrid
Yeah.
bike's in the shed, guys. It's not here. It's not here with the other bikes. It's in the shed, never to have been touched since I bought the road bike. So
Yeah.
for me, I probably wouldn't have bought the hybrid bike.
Okay.
But you say that, but it kind of was like the stepping stone to a road bike. Would you have
Yeah.
got the road bike if you hadn't got it?
Well, maybe but only because I would have thought, oh, I can't ride a road bike. Because it
Yeah.
looks like, in your mind, when you're first starting to cycle, only professionals
It
ride
looks
road bikes.
professional. Yeah, you're
It looks
right.
like a professional bike.
Yeah.
The how the thing bent up on the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think that you could you could ride the road bike.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not to say what would you, yeah, what was it? What would you go back to? Yeah, I mean, because I was gonna say it's not a waste of money, but now where
Yeah.
is it? And I literally probably rode it for a couple of months, if that,
That is that all?
if that.
That's not a long time.
No, wait, April, May, July, August. Yeah, 3, 4 months, and then I've got the road bike. So that's maybe mine.
Poor
Not a
thing. What
regret. It's
about
just an observation.
yeah, yeah. What you doing?
I feel like the only thing I would have done different, I would say that my cycling journey, I'm quite happy with it, but the only thing that I would have done different, maybe I would have done group riding earlier if I could
Because
see.
you was always used to cycle to work and stuff. You said,
Yeah,
right?
so I was always a commuter for years and years, but
Yeah.
never ever agree. I don't think I even cycled with a person. I managed to drag Jade out a few times. I found a picture today of Jade on the bike. I was like, what's Jade doing on the bike in 2012 or 14? But it's because I've dragged her out. Do you get what I'm saying? I gave her my
Okay.
old bike. And
Yeah.
sometimes we used to go out sometimes. But yeah, apart from that, I was a very, very solo cyclist to the point that even if I went on a leisure ride, like out on the weekends, I wasn't commuting. I used to
Yeah.
ride far. I used to ride, well, at the time it was far to me. Like now it's nothing. But I rode as far as Hampton Court. That was like the most epic ride to me. And I rode along the Thames the other way towards Dartford. And they were the most epic rides. And they were lovely rides, but it was kind of lonely as well. So it's like I couldn't share it with anyone. I know Jade was never going to ride that far with me at the time. Right, she would now, but that's the only thing I would say. It would have been nice if I could have done that with people. Do you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it really. Otherwise, I'm quite happy with the journey. I'm happy with the journey.
Yeah. I think for me, I literally would have just, if I could do anything, go back to beginner cycling days. What I'd do different is get a bike fit. I would have got a bike fit before I got my first road bike, which was the Triban decathlon bike,
Oh yeah.
and that's kind of that bike that I bought, because they don't really assist you or help you per se in terms of making sure you pick the right bike. You could just potentially go in there and just say, yeah, I want to buy that bike, and they say, yeah, cool, okay, let me get it for you. I'll set it all up, take it to the till or whatever, and that's it. You're off with the bike. This time the bike could be too big, too small. As
Yes.
in my case, I've learned that bike was too big because I use that bike size to determine the bike size to get that I got off of eBay,
Yeah.
not knowing it was too big. And the reason why I would also get a bike fit is because I now know that riding on the Triban and on my Giant Pro that I've got now, it would explain why I was uncomfortable. why the long distance rides weren't always as enjoyable, like with the lower back pains and things like that. And it's because the bike was too big. Because I think that's what made Mallorca even more enjoyable, was that bike that we hired. It was a medium to large. It was a smaller bike, and it just fit like a glove. Fit like a glove, and it made riding all the more enjoyable. So that's what I would do. I would have got a bike fit from day one. But obviously we didn't, with hindsight, I didn't know what a bike fit was. I'd never heard the term bike fit back then. I didn't know it was a thing. You know what I
And
mean?
it sounds mad. It sounds mad expensive for what your mind thinks it is, but in reality, it's worth every penny. Because I've had a bike fit,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and I forced myself to do it because I was getting pain. Like you said, I was getting pains on my old Oro, and as soon as I done it, I never got a single pain again. It was so comfortable. It's such a nice
Mm,
bike, and
mm,
But look at
that is
that
what's
with
paying
bike
back.
fits as well. Bike fits are not available. Just like if somebody wants to go into Halfords to buy a road bike, they don't
Yeah.
giving them a bike. There's no bike
No,
fit available there, is there?
yeah,
You go into
it's
Decathlon to get your bike, there's no bike fit available for
yeah,
anyone. Like you
it's
have to be at a certain level of knowing that you need to have a bike fit in order to have a bike fit. Like no one tells anybody that at the bottom level when you're first starting out. It should
mm,
be compulsory almost.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
compulsory, but it should be an option wherever you go to buy a bike.
yeah, it should be optional. Yeah, it should be optional because you should be able to get the bike fit before you buy the bike. Really.
Yeah, because in theory that's what you need before you
Yeah.
need it before. Like I'm an example of the fact that I've got a bike and then I had a bike fit and then the bike fit is like, bike's small. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how would
Yeah.
I? It should be the other way round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it should never
But I
be,
think,
even if you get a bike and it's not completely your fit, it should never be as bad as a completely different, wrong size bike. That means that whoever's selling it to you is not very good
yeah.
either. They should have
Yeah.
an idea. That's
I know
ridiculous.
they do have some. I think Pinarello do like a pre-bike fit on one of their stationary bikes that you can get on, and then they will tell you measurements and stuff like that. But as I said, not everywhere has that.
Mm.
I personally think it should be mandatory. Maybe with bikes from a certain value threshold upwards,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. I think it should be mandatory, and maybe just build the price of the bike fit into the
Yes.
overall cost of the
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna spend it anyway.
Yeah.
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 Just putting it
Uh,
in there. Yeah.
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 That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Do you know what? I think we should start a movement. That's a fantastic idea. I'm gonna leave
But we
that in
just need
Joe's
to
hands.
just we
You're gonna do
so
what?
I'm gonna leave it in Joe's hands to start a
Oh,
movement.
really?
so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what you're saying? We're just gonna pluck a bike shop out of the sky with all these bikes in stock.
And
Question
make everyone
four.
have a bike fit.
Huh?
And make everyone have a bike fit.
Yeah, yeah. What question are we on now? We're on
Three.
That was
question
number 2. So
oh
Dean's got.
3. Dean.
All right. Okay. Got a question here asking if you could ride anywhere in the world with no limitations, where would it be?
Boy.
Mm,
Anywhere in the world.
Okay, I'll go first.
Hmm.
Harvey did doing what Harvey does. He likes to put in ideas for rides and whatever. And he put in this one of it looked like, I think it was a Scandinavian ride. And when I looked at the pictures, it just looked amazing.
Mm.
The scenery was beautiful, almost like heavenly.
Mm.
But there was just too much hills, man. It's just like mountain there, mountain here,
No.
mountain everywhere,
Yeah.
hill and
Yeah.
gully. I'm like,
yeah, but you said who put it in?
Harvey,
Yeah. It's Harvey, isn't it? It had to
yeah, that's
be.
just
There
I
Harvey,
you
isn't
thought.
it?
go.
I thought he was going to say Switzerland.
Yes,
That was it. Switzerland. That would be his dream, innit? Just like
I
that.
think it was, yeah, one of those countries. And it just looked so beautiful. It looked
Yeah.
lush. But yeah, the elevation. I think that will be for me because I don't know. There's something about seeing that kind of because we see a lot when you go away to sunny countries, whatever. You got the palm trees, beaches, and whatever. But you can't really ride on the beach per se. Well, I know Dean can because he did it on the Ghana beach. Yeah, we saw what you did, Dean. But it's like going somewhere that you wouldn't ordinarily go to on a holiday, and I thought that one was really nice. I think it was Switzerland, but somewhere in Scandinavia, and it just looks so beautiful. But it's just the hills, man. It's the hills. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's me.
What about you, Joe?
For me, I would say somewhere hot because I always like to be in the heat when I can. And I'd probably say like like Africa somewhere. So I need to get on one of them BUBR holidays because everyone that's been on them have said that they've just been like the riding, although once again very hilly. It's just lovely. It's
Yeah.
just been nice. So for me, definitely one of the African countries somewhere. Or Caribbean, but I don't think they've got the infrastructure for any of that.
No,
But
You know
they
what?
got the potholes
I
for
don't
it.
want to get pop off my bike. But
You know what? Funny enough, because after I come back from Ghana, and I was thinking about cycling, where can I cycle? That was one of the places I thought, I'd love, that'd be one of the one places I'd like to cycle if I could go out to Ghana. Because I saw BUBR doing it it wasn't last year, it was the year
they
before,
went to
wasn't
God.
it?
They did go to Ghana first, didn't they?
They went to
Was
Ghana
it there?
first before
Yeah, first
Rwanda.
one. Yeah.
Ghana, then Rwanda.
They
Yes,
went
yes.
to Ghana. But when we had a minibus um, for the whole trip, we had a taxi, basically a taxi bus carrying us around. And when I tell you the state of some of the roads, Accra is fine, like the capital city, but outside, I was thinking I could never ride here. Not only is the roads weren't fully made, but the way the people drove, it was crazy. It looked like I would definitely get killed, 100% get killed. I would really like to know where BUBR went. They must have maybe gone inland, or because we were mainly going along the coast. But I'm telling you, the roads were awful. Not just the condition, but in terms of cars going on the wrong side of the road, motorbikes coming out of nowhere, people overtaking 7 cars in a row, stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. The stuff of nightmares for a
Jeez.
cyclist. So I just thought, no, not
Did you
here.
see any
Maybe
Did you see any cyclists?
I didn't really see many. I saw the odd cyclists. I saw loads and loads and loads of motorbikes. Hardly any cyclists. So they must be in a different part where I wasn't, wherever I went. Like you said, you've seen the video clip where I'm on the beach. That's the only place where I felt safe riding a bike. So I hired a bike in one of the resorts and I rode along the beach. You know, the sand is kind of hard, right, where the sea hits the sand, right? So I was riding through there, got my drone out and done a little footage. But yeah, no, otherwise, Ghana, yeah, I think I'll cross that off. If it's by myself, I'll cross that off. What I have always thought though is Australia. Australia, I think there was some guy that did a documentary of him riding up and down the east coast of Australia and he looked phenomenal. Plus, Australia hasn't got really large creatures that can eat you. Like, you know, when you see people riding in Canada and Alaska and parts of
Australia
America,
don't have
it hasn't got large animals that will eat you.
So what? So
Well,
you
no, no,
don't
no.
think?
All right. It's got sharks and it's got crocodiles, but they're not near
Wait,
to
wait.
the main road, isn't it?
So you're telling me you're riding along the coast? You're telling me a kangaroo will come out from nowhere and drop kick you?
A kangaroo. I'll deal with a kangaroo. I do. Kangaroo might lick me off the bike, but it's not gonna eat me. Like I've seen footage
What?
where people have ridden through Canada and
okay.
Alaska, and there's bears. There's bears crossing the road. Are you mad? So they're the places I couldn't do. So Australia
Okay.
looks something tropical, but also safe. You know. So
I
I'll go.
think Canada, Toronto would be nice. Toronto's not like that's a lovely place
Yeah,
to be,
that might
and
be
the
nice.
roads and stuff in Toronto are nice. I think that's one of my places
Yeah,
actually.
American cities I think would be nice. I rode in Miami a couple of years ago, and it was beautiful, and it was flat. It was like zero. My Strava said zero elevation, or I think 5 meters elevation. It was
That
unbelievable.
sounds like our kind of holiday, Joe.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
I'm telling you, it's flat,
yes.
flat, 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 flat,
Let me
flat,
go and book the flight
and
now.
Yeah.
The
lovely,
bike.
sunny beach, palm trees. It was lovely. So that would be another place, Miami.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, for me, what's the funniest or strangest thing that's happened to you while riding? Funniest or strangest thing that's happened while I'm riding? Okay, you lot answer. I'm thinking. I don't know.
Or I don't even want to think about. Yes, I've got it. You know when you block these things out. I can't remember where I was going. It was in going towards the West End. I saw an old man riding his bike naked.
Was it the nude ride?
No, it wasn't. This is the thing. It wasn't even that.
It wasn't even that. He was just doing it for fun. Yeah. He wasn't even doing it for charity.
And yeah, you can imagine the sight, like bits and bobs swinging and
What?
At
fully,
first, did you
fully,
think it
full
was them
birthday suit.
lights? At first, did you think it was them lights? You know them lights that swing like that. You know the lights
Oh
that.
yeah, the back of that. And you know what? Because he was coming from the on the other side of the road, and I was so shocked that I stopped, and I was like, I followed him, and I thought I had to catch myself. Thinking, why am I watching him for? And it's like I then I became conscious of the fact that people might be looking at me. That I
Watching
stopped
him.
riding to like look at him, even though other people were doing the same thing as well. But yeah, it was. You can tell. I don't know if he was if he was on something, but he was like well happy, biggest grin on his face, like he just didn't have a care in the world. And it's like,
Now, there's no explanation.
no, exactly, no explanation. There were no, it wasn't the New Day World Naked Day ride thing or whatever, the one that Kareen likes to do
She hasn't
or
done
was
it.
threatening to do.
Threatening to do.
Yeah.
Was it summer?
Yes, it was. Yeah. So what you saying? Because it was summer, it was all right.
Well, at least it was summer. I don't know. It's not all right. No, but I mean, if it was cold, then you'd have to question even more.
Yeah.
But maybe it was hot.
Well, I don't know. But for me, that's what I would say. I wouldn't even say it was the funniest thing. I would definitely say it was the strangest thing because for me, there was nothing funny about it.
No, I can't think of anything. Dean, go on.
Do you know what? It's funny. One of the strangest things that I saw was, but before we met Robert, was a guy riding on a penny farthing. There's a guy that rides on a penny farthing around Beckenham. He does it quite regularly. And I used to see him, and I used to think, what the hell? Now it feels quite natural now, because I
Yeah.
see Robert almost every other ride now. But at the time, I was like, what? How does he stop? All the questions that you want to ask, you know? And
We saw some the
I
other day, didn't we? Remember? There was about 3 of them when we was going on that
Yeah, yeah,
rigging
yeah,
ride.
yeah.
Oh, the
When I
London.
see them now, I don't even bat an eye. They probably think he doesn't. I'm not even looking. I don't even look at them. I'm not looking at them twice
Yeah.
now. But
Yeah.
now, back then, I'm like, my God, what is this? How does he do that? It's just so strange to me. So I would say that was one of the strangest things.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the strangest things
No,
I've seen.
I can't think of anything.
No.
Honestly. Funniest or
Okay.
strangest? No, I can't think of it. If it comes to me, I'll come
Cool.
back to me.
Next question is: what's a song
Yeah, go on.
or playlist that gets you pumped for a ride? Gets you pumped up for a ride or pumped up whilst you're out on a ride?
It has to be soca for me. When I'm
Yeah.
climbing hills, I need the soca. That's it. There's
Yeah.
nothing else that no other genre of music
Mm.
gets me up the hills. For me,
Yeah,
it's definitely soca. Once I've like, it depends. Like, so it depends if I'm going on like a ride and it's it's chilled first, and it's gonna have hills, and then my playlist will change
yeah,
depending like on what part of the ride we're in. But
yeah,
up a
Yeah.
hill,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
soca.
yeah, yeah. For me, to go up a hill, or if it's a tough ride, bit of jungle, or some old school hip hop, or fast hip hop. Yeah, something to psych me up. But like you
Yeah.
said, depends on what type of ride it is. If it's a nice leisurely ride, then maybe a little bit of R&B, new soul, something else, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, it depends on what the ride is. But yeah, to get me motivated, definitely can't can't go further than the drum and bass for me.
Yeah. For me, it's hip hop, especially if it's like there's a hill climb involved, hip hop, or like some soulful house.
Yeah. So I know with the hip hop
Something fast
sometimes.
paced. Something's
I
fast
know
paced to get on the wheels, isn't
I
it?
know with the hip hop sometimes I gotta watch with the we're in the countryside and we got some loud swear words going on, but I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it helps me or them bitch feels.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's what I need. But yeah, it's helpful. Music helps, put it that way.
Yeah. Next
Okay.
question.
Number 6, go on, Dean.
Do you have any pre-ride or post-ride rituals or superstitions?
Pre-ride or post-ride superstitions?
No, I'm not really a superstitious type of person, but I
Mm.
always do when it comes to preparing for a ride on a weekend. What I do is always get my stuff ready the night before. I'll
Yep.
get my bike out and bring it in the house the night before and check the bike, pump up tires if it need to, get my clothes ready the night before. And I'll get out I'll also, if it's a long ride and I have to have a porridge beforehand, I don't know why, but I'll get the porridge, the container porridge, and put it out on the worktop in the kitchen to serve as a reminder that I have to eat it because I don't really like porridge. But if I don't take it out the night before, then I know I'm not going to eat it.
That is mad. I do exactly the same thing. I don't do
Really?
it for the same reason, but I do put my porridge out with the spoon. Everything's
Yes.
ready, right?
Yeah.
But not for the same reason. I like porridge, but I do it
Okay.
to spare me the extra 25 seconds, 40 seconds. Because you know the mad rush during the morning. Everything has to be in place. If there was like your clothes could be in a hanger, you could jump into them. That's what I would do. Like everything has to be set and ready. Because if there's one thing wrong and I can't make the ride, that might mean I'm not going to make the ride. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like there's so many different things you got to do quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do that with my porridge. I haven't got any
Is that
superstitions, but porridge is definitely the one every time before a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have superstitions, but I will, like you, get myself ready. I have to take the clothes out the night before, even if I'm going to ride to work, to be honest. Like, I need to know that I haven't got time in the morning to be faffing and deciding what I'm
Yeah.
going to wear. So I always take everything out the night before and
Mm.
line them up. And with the new bike, when I first had it, post ride, I was coming home and I was washing it down, I was cleaning it, make sure it did spark and then look good for the next. Watch me now for the winter. Poor Pablo over there, so I ain't even had a little bath. He needs, he needs a little wash. So the post ride ritual hasn't
Oh
been.
my. Poor Pablo.
Poor Pablo boy, little dirty. But yeah, I haven't done any post ride cleaning. But that was in the summer when I listen. Every time I'd come home, take it outside, wash it,
Yeah.
buff it down,
Yeah.
put it back ready for the next one. But it's kind of falling at the waistline at the moment.
Yeah. You know what? Tell a lie. In terms of superstition, I wouldn't say superstition. Yeah, maybe it is, but if I've had a really good ride, I do things like I remember what I was wearing, and I might put certain bits of kit like that, them cycling shorts. Like let's say it was a tough ride, say it was a ride 100, or it was one of the
Yeah.
big rides that I've done, from London to Brighton, and it was good, and I did well in it. Or vice versa, like the first Brighton I did when I couldn't get up Ditchling. That outfit's getting ditched. That outfit getting dashed.
That outfit's getting ditched for ditchling.
That outfit, get it exactly. It's getting ditched for ditchling. That outfit is just for me to ride to the shops. Yeah, that outfit's getting dashed. Whereas if it's a ride where I'd smash ditchling, then yeah, that is the one. That's getting laid out. But that's the proper kit outfit. So yeah, maybe that's a superstition.
Okay, but what about the boxers? Is it the same for you wear the same boxers then? Because I know you ain't
Yeah.
converted yet, have you?
Do you know what? I haven't converted. I haven't fully converted. I'm not gonna lie. And it is. Yeah, the boxers is the boxers. It's the most comfortable boxers. Put it that way.
When I get in, I will always give thanks that I reached back in one piece. That is
Yeah,
definitely, that's not
Yeah.
superstition, but that's just like when I, because we all know that when
yeah,
we're taking our life into our own hands when we're
yeah,
out there, or other people, shall I say, on these roads. So when I come
Yeah.
in, I say, oh, give thanks. I reach in,
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. My big.
Next question. It's a bit of a long one. I'm
Yeah,
in a
the last.
riding group. Hmm?
Yeah, go on, go on.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
in a riding group. I'm really starting to get into it and I'm about to change over to clipped in pedals. Some people in the group wear road cleats and some wear MTBs. All the road cleat wearers tell me to get theirs as you get more power, but the MTB wearers say that theirs are more versatile and that they don't walk like penguins. I don't
yeah.
want to walk around like a penguin, but I don't want to lose power. What advice would you give?
Well, I would
MTBs,
say
road cleats.
what influenced my decision is a type of is is how our rides often go. We do kind of do quite a bit, not quite a bit, but we do some walking during our rides.
Walking for cake, walking for
Yeah,
coffee, walking for cinnamon buns,
yeah,
but walking all the
yeah,
same. Yeah.
walking, and even like when it, especially like when it comes to like the our themed rides, we do like a bit of walking. So with that being said, that's what kind of influenced my decision to get to wear MTBs is because I want to be able to walk, and also I believe that the MTBs last longer. The amount of stories I'm hearing of people that wear the SPDLs or whatever you call them, how often they're having to change them because they're worn out. I know
Yeah.
that they apparently you can get covers for them, but I don't see much people wearing the covers. I just see them walk like, yeah, literally walking like penguins. So
Yeah.
for me, I would say it's determined by
Yeah.
the type of riding that you do,
Yeah. Yeah.
and whether you do just ride.
I mean, because it says power. You don't want to lose power. How much power are you really? We're not riding the Tour de France round here,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
This is what
So
I'm saying.
does,
and
you
that's
know,
I'm assuming that question. It sounds like it's come from. Yeah, well, yeah, they said that I'm really. What do they say? I'm really starting to get into it. So
mm,
they're new to cycling.
Mm.
So me, they're not gonna. I don't believe they're gonna notice any difference in power from the road cleats as a, but in relation to the MTBs. It's only those.
I have one of each. I have now MTBs on the old bike, and I have, well, they're, what are they, speed plays, but they're still
So what's the difference?
road.
Okay, so you're perfect to answer the question then. So what's the difference? Which one's better? Is there much of a difference?
With the speed plates, you have kind of got a cover on the bottom of your shoe as well, so you're not really walking like a penguin
Oh
either
yeah.
because there is like a guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but for me, like it's different, isn't it? The speed plays on the Sunday best bike, and the
Yeah. Yeah.
MTBs are on the other bike. Do I feel like I'm losing power? No. Would
Mm.
I even know if I was? No.
Mm.
If I had a, well, if you're dealing with power meters and all them thing there, then maybe that's when
Yeah.
you know that thing. But for the level that we're riding at,
Yeah. 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 I agree. Like my advice would be, especially if you only do bike rides which are say over 60 miles per hour average, and that's the only thing you do, and you go out into the country, then go for your road cleats, yeah. But otherwise, stick with the MTBs because they're so much more versatile. You can do everything. You can commute, you can walk around, you can go shop, you can do everything that you want to do, and that's the type of thing we do. So we're talking from a TWR viewpoint. I'll say stick with the MTBs.
Yeah,
That's my advice anyway.
yeah,
there'd be others in the group, Dom, who would
Yeah,
tell people
yeah, yeah. Oh
buy
yeah.
the road, buy the road
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah. We have to give
and
it from another point of view. Then some people think that
Yeah,
MTBs are ridiculous on a road
yeah.
bike, but we're not one of them.
yeah.
It's all preference.
So we're all in agreement then. MTBs,
Yeah,
I
because
think for the
especially if it's
level, depends on what level that they're riding at. But if
yeah,
if you're not, like Dean said, I don't know, on the open roads and you're riding 60, 70, 80 miles an hour average,
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
are you even
okay.
going to know?
I love riding my bike. I ride leisurely on weekends and occasionally on group rides. I would love to commute to work. However, there are about 3 big hills on the way, and I hate hills. They put hate with capital letters. Part of me feels this is psychological, as once I climb a hill on my leisure rides, it doesn't feel as bad as I thought. How can I conquer this fear of hills, and what methods did you use when first taking on the hills? It sounds like I wrote this question, innit?
And me?
Do you know what? You did touch on it. You touched on this,
I was going to
Patrick.
say it takes back to what we said at the top a bit, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah. Just about, just keep at them. If you get off, if you have to get off and walk the first time, the second time you won't, the third time you'll be quicker. You just have to keep
It's a
going.
simple thing. It's a simple thing of this. Whoever's asked the question knows that it's psychological. So that's the first thing
Yeah.
you got to tell yourself. It's psychological. Second thing is what Joe said. You got to keep going at it. Keep doing them. The only way to train for hills is to do hills. And once
You
you, the more and
cannot
more you
get
do
better
them,
at hills without doing hills.
yes,
Correct.
just like what Joe said earlier, but you get better at things the more you do it, even if it hurts at first. That's what you've got to do. You keep doing it, and the fear will just disappear. It will dissipate. And
yeah.
even though you'll never love hills, no, not most of us don't like hills. There's only a few crazy people we know one, yeah, that loves hills, but
2.
most, yeah, oh,
There's
two.
a
What
few
is
in
it?
the group. I'm not gonna
There's
lie.
a
There's a
few,
few in the
there's a
group.
few, there's a few.
Yeah,
There's a
But
few.
most of us, normal people, don't like hills regardless of how well we are at it and good at it, or how we're not scared of it. We're not scared of hills. That's the main thing. Don't be scared of it, and all of a sudden your commute will be fine. That's
yeah,
But
my,
like we hate hills, right?
yeah,
But look through the point, the amount of times that us that have done hills, look how much better we are at hills.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
like before, imagine when we first done Broomfield in Richmond Park, you thought you was gonna dead,
yeah,
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 honestly.
yeah.
And now,
yeah. So
do you
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
And
just that
that's
hill's
just
still that hill is still annoying. It's still an annoying hill, but
it's
that's
an
all it is.
annoying
It's
hill,
just
but it's
annoying.
not like a oh my god, I've got to climb that hill.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you know,
Yes.
before you'd be like anticipating it. I'd be
Yes.
anticipating it before I've even left my house. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that hill. But now,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. You just
yeah,
got to keep doing it. Keep doing it.
yeah.
That's the main thing. It's quite a simple answer, really.
And yeah, and there's no shame, like you said, John. There's no shame in if you're tackling a hill and at some stage you feel you need to stop and maybe
No.
even get off and walk.
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
just or, take it, take it in stages. So if there is a point that where you may have to get off and walk, then the next time you do it, just see if you can ride that little bit further than where you stopped previously. Just incremental steps. But yeah,
More advice that I'd give as well is go slow. Go. A lot of the times when you're anxious, you go fast to
yeah,
get it over and done with, and that's what can kill you on the hills. Just go slow. Go really
Go at your
leisurely.
own pace. The worst thing
Yeah.
is trying to chase somebody up a hill.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
is the worst
So
because
if you
yeah,
go slow, you'll be surprised at how quickly it goes past. Just go slowly
yeah,
uphill.
yeah.
yeah,
You'll
That's
naturally go
that's a
past.
really good point. Really good point, because also I can't remember who it was that said it as well. They were saying when you're on a ride and you know that a hill is coming up, like conserve your energy before that hill. Don't kind of like smash it out. Then by the time you get to the bottom of that hill, you got no energy left.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
kind of like pace yourself even before you get to
Yes.
the hill, so that you can then, as you say, pace yourself and go up it, and then you've got energy in the tank to that when you're near the top, you can like maybe even give it a bit
That
more
is so true.
oomph.
That is so true because that is one of the main problems with ditchling. I believe ditchling, everyone should be able to do it, but it's the fact that leading up to it is a slope. Before the slope, there's loads of other hills that you've done already. Your legs are already done by the time you get to
Yeah,
the bottom of it. And
yeah,
to try it. What we did when we did London to Brighton in May, there was four of us that did it. We deliberately, every hill, we went slow, really slow, like ridiculously slow. So by the time we got to Ditchling, our legs were fresh. And then Ditchling was
okay,
It wasn't easy. No, that would be a lie if I said ditching was easy, but it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. We didn't feel like
Yeah,
getting off, whereas we usually do, and that's part of it. Is because you're conserving your energy. We bombed it on the flats and the going down the descent, sorry, and then once you get to Ditchling, boom, fresh, and it was
yeah.
nice. That's a good way to do it.
Cool. Question 9. Who's question 9? I think that's you. Is that you,
No,
Dean? You want to
question
go
10,
first?
Dean.
Huh?
10.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh,
Question
okay,
10.
right, yeah. 10. Let me read this one. Right, this question was asked: how do you deal with aggressive drivers? I will classify myself as an intermediate rider. However, I still don't feel fully confident on the roads due to some motorists driving too close, cutting me up, being impatient, and beeping with their horns. Sometimes it's got to a level where it may even put me off riding altogether. Sometimes it's made me lose my rag and want to get into an argument. What advice would you give? Come on, I want to hear Joe's answer, please.
Why?
Because I can't, I just want to hear it.
Just take a deep breath. More time. You have to take a deep breath. How do you deal with aggressive drivers? I mean, most of the time, I'm a driver. Before I was a cyclist, cyclists were annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Now I'm a cyclist. When I'm driving, I don't even pay. I give them as much grace as they need because I'm now a cyclist and I know what it
Yes.
feels
So you
like to have.
understand.
Right. Before, I didn't. So not to say I was an aggressive driver because I wasn't. I wasn't shouting and cussing after them or anything. But you get frustrated, isn't it? Especially certain cyclists who do not abide by rules and all of the rest of it. But I don't even know how can you deal with a car's bigger than a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, you can cuss two bad word and tell them to BC, and whatever. But by the time you're done frustrated, that bike most of the time, how much time are you vexed by a driver and you want to cuss, but the driver's gone?
I'm gone. Yeah.
They're gone. So you've
Yeah.
wasted all that energy trying to get mad, and they because most of the time they don't even want to be about to hear your mouth because they don't really want you to confront them.
Yeah.
They do it because they know they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
There was a time, wasn't it the other week when we done the British ride and the
Oh, yeah,
van
the
man
London Bridge. Yeah.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
van man was trying to, and it's only when you lot tell him then he pipe down a bit because
Yeah.
they don't want the smoke more time. They
Yeah.
don't want the smoke, especially when
Yeah.
there's more than one or two cyclists as well. Then they start getting frightened. So I don't really try to pay them any mind more time.
Yeah.
I
But
kiss my teeth, especially if I'm by myself. Are you mad? Go on. I'm not gonna get in no argument with anybody when
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back my business. And once I said, if they do me something, cut me up or something, by the time I'm vexed, they're gone.
so so regarding the other part of their question where they said that it's making them lose their confidence and possibly not
Yeah, that,
right,
I
what would you
mean,
say to them?
I would say if you're by yourself, try to ride in a group first to get the more confidence. I think at first, when you're right, I would never have ridden by myself
Mm.
if I didn't do group rides.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
first started to cycle, I had no intention of commuting to work, riding by myself. That wasn't part of the plan. Do you
Mm.
understand? But the confidence comes once again by doing it more, taking your time, and riding with people in groups, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And just hold your own and don't. I know it's easier said than done to not be intimidated because it's easy to
Mm.
be intimidated,
Mhm.
and we don't have the best roads. Sometimes you're sharing the lane with the buses. That's intimidating. That's
Yeah.
that's scary for people who are not used to riding. So you just have
Mm.
to just do what's comfortable for you. But if you're lacking confidence, then 100%, and you're not riding in groups, then I'd say definitely you get your confidence by riding in a group. For sure.
Mhm.
And just doing like some of the ability training that AJ and Nevin and them lot do, just to
Mhm.
give them confidence and
Yeah,
how to position yourself
yeah,
on the road.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's proper sound advice. I used to be someone that I used to retaliate verbally. and physically with various hand signals.
Yeah.
But
Various.
yeah, but I just find it's just a waste of time.
That's what I'm saying.
Because for me, I see being on my bike as therapy. So I don't
Mm,
want to be in a therapy session, as in,
mm,
when I'm riding my bike, but then I'm having to get vexed because of some idiot in a car who's
mm,
impatient, who's going to get nowhere very fast, who they want to overtake me, and I'm going to see the same person when I get to the lights.
mm,
You know what I mean? So I'm I'm very kind of like calm. Also, what I do is I try and sometimes try and be the bigger man for the cycling community in terms of
mm.
how I am. So, for example, what I started doing now, and do you know who I picked this up from? J Love. I noticed that there'll be times when we're out on group rides, and if you're like signaling, like if you're going down the road, and then there's someone coming out at a junction. Like I noticed that he would like put his hand out to them as if to say like, thank you for like waiting or whatever, even though I was going past and they stopped anyway. And then I noticed that when he like, let's say for example, one time I seen him, he pulled out from behind the bus, but there was a car coming. The car wasn't near, but he put his thumb out. And then I noticed like when the car like was going past, he kind of like put his thumb out again to say like, thanks kind of thing.
Mm, mm,
So I do try to kind of like incorporate that to kind of like
mm.
say to motorists, we're not all
Yeah, we're not all
Yes.
bad.
dickheads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
I
not
do
all bad
that.
kind of
Yeah, I
thing.
do that.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of like helps to kind of, I don't know, even this, I know there's like,
Soften them a little bit.
Yeah, it builds a
yeah,
rapport.
yeah,
It builds a
yeah,
rapport. It builds a
yeah,
rapport. It builds a
yeah,
rapport with some drivers because
yeah,
you can see. We see what you just said. I've done that before, and you can see. You can almost feel that the driver feels a bit surprised.
yeah,
Oh, he's not.
yeah,
Not all
yeah,
cyclists are. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, that I think that's a very good answer. Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's
And
a way of
it's a
dealing with it.
lot trying to I find that you're having to second guess drivers when you're out on on your commute to work, because it's like if you pull up behind a car and he's not got his indicator on, but he has to turn left or right.
Mm,
You don't know which way you don't know
no,
where they're going to go. So you kind of like have to give yourself space.
yeah,
And even when you are riding, and then next thing you know, all of a sudden the car just like sweeps left and kind of like cuts you up. You kind of like have to be aware, have like I don't know, like your spidey senses, or have like sense of awareness about you, as well
mm,
as having to try and navigate how they treat us as cyclists on the road.
mm,
I
And
think
I
someone
think
said
it's
that you have to expect them to do something silly.
mm,
Somebody
yes,
said to me
expect
the
the
other day, I can't
worst.
remember who,
mm,
somebody said you have to
Yeah,
expect
yeah,
drivers to do something, the
yeah,
worst or
yeah,
something silly. You always have
yeah,
to think, what are they going to
yeah.
do next? Because you just
Yeah.
yeah,
don't know. You
You
can't
have to
assume
look.
that because
Yeah,
they're indicating left that they're actually going to go
yeah.
left. They might
No.
not.
yeah,
They might go
No.
straight.
Yeah, you always have to be ready. You have to look out for what they're doing and what you're doing. It's almost like you're doing
yeah,
two people's work
yeah.
because
Yeah.
some of them, yeah. But
And
again, like you said, Joe, you when you were a driver before you rode, you looked at cyclists and thought, basically you had a different view of cyclists, right? I still drive. I cycle, but I still drive even for a living. I drive a lot at work. We've got a company car. We've got to drive places. And the amount of bad cycling I see as a driver, so I see it from both points of view,
Yeah,
and
mm,
100%. Yeah.
it's like I almost understand sometimes why they think that we're all like that. Do you understand?
absolutely.
It's like I can get it because it's so some of these cyclists, especially where the places where the area where I work, which is like Hackney, Shoreditch area. It's just a mad. They're mad. They've got no rules up there. They've got no rules with their cyclists. Loads and loads of cyclists, no rules, traffic lights, whatever. They just do what they want, and I think to myself, they're making it so much harder for us. So, like
Mm,
Country said, I do what he does. I like, look, I'm going to show them that we're not all like that. So please don't have a go at all of us. I do exactly what Country does.
mm, yeah. And it's also just to touch on that as well. There are pavements that are shared pavements. Yeah, for pedestrians and cyclists. So if you're feeling intimidated,
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
ride on the pavement. If it's a shared
Yeah.
pavement, ride on it and just keep doing these little things to just build up your confidence as you go along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
again,
it's worth it. It's definitely not worth it. Is remonstrating the right word, or basically retaliating with
yes.
motorists? Because like you
No.
said, like Joe said, the cars are much bigger.
Yeah.
They can do more damage than we
Yeah.
can do on a bike to
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
motorist.
And there's a lot of people that are on edge out there. So who's gonna win? You could be on edge,
Yeah,
they're on edge. They're gonna be the ones that will win.
yeah,
So it's just
Yeah.
no point. There's no
Yeah.
point.
cool. Last question. Who's that for? That's
That's me.
Joe. Yeah,
Hey, this is one for you, Lord.
really.
Wait. I'm a male cyclist of Caribbean origin that's seriously considering making the transition to full on Lycra as the practical and comfortable benefits are obvious. I have to be honest with you. I am not 100% comfortable with the idea of my backside, thighs, and crown jewels wrapped in such tight fitting attire for the world to see. It's a bit foreign to me. How do I get over this hurdle? This mental hurdle, sorry. This reminds me of Dean and you, country. In fact, the two of you, out of everybody I know, has a problem with this more than anyone I know. The two of no. When we first met Dean, Dean would not put on him batty riders for nobody. Yeah? It took him a long time. And you, country, I remember the two of them didn't want to wear the lycra at all. So how,
Listen.
guys, now that we both sit here wearing lycra, we've made the transition. How have you made that transition? And how do you feel about it? When in your skin tight clothes.
Over
Yeah?
to you, Dean. Go on, Dean.
I'll go first. You know what? You know what? You're right. At first, the idea. In fact, even before I joined up with you guys and I was riding by myself, I used to wear tracksuits, shorts, stuff that was reasonably baggy, stuff that maybe you'll see the average mountain bike wearer. But obviously, I was on a road bike. When I started seeing you guys in Lycra, I thought to myself, that can never be me. That can never be me. That can never be me. It's not part of the look. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not part of my
Yeah.
look. That could be your look. It's not my look. Yeah. So I didn't think that could ever be me. When did I get my first pair of shorts? I think I bought my first pair of Lycra shorts. Yeah, this is what the evolution started. I got my first pair of Lycra shorts, same time Jay got hers. But then I still covered them up. I wore them underneath tracksuits. You know those jogging bottoms, and I used to wear it like that, and I was comfortable like that. I kept doing like that, and you wouldn't know that I even had cycling shorts. So you might think I've got a padded bum, but otherwise you wouldn't know. So I used to ride like that for a while. Then, yeah, maybe a year down, maybe 9 months down the line, I could see that everybody did it. I could see the benefits. I was riding a bit faster. I wanted to be a bit more aerodynamic. So I bought a pair. I bought a pair of Lycra and I went out. And the first time I was very, very self-conscious. The first time I did it, I thought people were looking at my bum. I thought people were staring.
They
Yeah.
were probably
Yeah.
Dean.
Every time I stopped, my hands were down there, protecting protecting, yeah, protecting myself, yeah. So, yeah, um, gradually, I tell you what, it's just like going up hills. Gradually, you get more and more used to it until, yeah, it doesn't become a problem. But I'm telling you, the first hurdle of coming out wearing skin tight lycra is tough. It's tough.
I
But
just want everyone to know that, and now, Dean, you wear the lycra till it a match. Yeah? No one ain't matchy matchy like Dean in his lycra. So not only has he got over it, yeah, he's sporting in it. Yeah?
Listen,
That's
Listen,
what I want them to know.
I've always been about the stylish and matching. Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
that's always been me. But it's
Cy-
the tightness.
Style and style
But
can spoil, yeah?
the comfort is worth it. The comfort is worth it. It's
but for
worth it.
Dean, cycling is secondary. to the clothes, to the cycling clothes that he wears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was exactly like Dean. It's just the thought of, I just didn't associate wearing tight fitting hugging clothes. I didn't associate that with men. You associate that with women. You see, growing up, you see
Athletes,
women going to
athletes
gym.
wear tight fitting clothes.
No.
No, but not the no, but even with the men, even like back in the days in the
Athlete men
80s, like the
sprinting,
the
Usain Bolt and
sprinters,
them man there, yeah.
yeah, but they wore shorts that were, they also used to wear shorts that were kind of like free flowing.
Not
They weren't really
anymore.
like,
They wear lycra.
N- oh, now they do, yeah. But I mean, back then, but I don't know, it just wasn't a done thing. It wasn't like, it couldn't be associated with being labelled as. See, I don't know if I can't even say it online because I have to be politically correct now. It just wasn't associated with a
With
masculine man
what
to
you
be
with you.
wearing
It
those
wasn't
kind of,
associated in your head of what you perceived.
and in my circle and the society and so on back then. And I think it was like gradually, like Dean, over time, seeing lots and lots of people wearing it, and then saying, "Oh yeah, you need to because it's comfortable and this, that, and the third." I remember 2 years ago, I got a little bit of extra money for my birthday, and there was a sale on one of the clothing brands going on. I won't name them, but there was a sale on. I thought, you know what? Because I got a voucher for this clothing brand. I thought, let me spend it on my first ever bib shorts. And like Dean as well, I was a bit conscious front and back. And I used to wear shorts as well. You'll see in like a lot of like the videos that are the old videos that are done, you see me with the bib tights, but then you'll see shorts. You see me with the shorts
I
on
remember.
top.
I remember. I remember.
Um, but the first time I wore it, the bib tights, it made complete sense. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's why they do
See?
it. It just made sense, and I've never looked back.
So much more
Never looked back.
comfortable. Yeah.
So
It
how
just
did
Yeah,
we get? How the question is, how do you get over the mental hurdle?
you get over it by by accepting the fact that people ain't watching you.
no one's watching
They're
you.
on
Yeah.
their bike, enjoying doing what they want to do on the bike, and just enjoying the ride and talking with
In
people and
fact,
seeing
in fact,
whatever.
what I would say is no one's watching you,
Yeah,
but if you make a thing of it, of no, I mean, I'm wearing a material, you know. If you
yeah,
make
yeah,
a thing
yeah.
of it, that will bring you more attention, and people when you do put them on, you're gonna get
That
attention. Like,
happened to you,
yeah,
Dean.
exactly.
Yes.
That
Marsha,
happened to
Marsha
you.
used to print every single picture of me with me of like for the first 6 months. Oh my god, man, I like her, you know. Oh no, look at his sexy legs. Yeah, so yeah, you're more likely to get destroyed when you're doing that, when you're actually making a thing of it, rather than you just put it on and just do what everyone else is doing. Because there's a lot of masculine men in cycling and they wear
Of
lycra.
course.
The most masculine men. So yeah,
Many a
it's not
sport.
like that.
Many a sport.
It's not like that. It's not like that at all. So
It's
yeah,
just it's something that you have to get over
yeah,
yourself.
just get your head
Because
right.
really, like you lot say, no one else cares.
Yeah,
Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
yeah, yeah. They
yeah,
don't. They
In
not.
fact, you'll more look at somebody, if someone came on a road bike now and they're baggy clothes, you're gonna look at them and be like, why they got
yeah.
all of
They're the
that
odd
them
one.
clothes
Yeah,
there?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So literally, just don't watch no face because people ain't. People ain't. They're doing their own. They're
They're
doing
doing
their
it.
own thing. Was that the last? That was the last one.
That was
Yeah.
the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. So before we wrap up, we need to mention that there's been some developments with regards to the podcast. So as people will know that we are on YouTube because you're watching this on YouTube, and we're 6 episodes in, and the strategy or the plan was always to go audio. We've now done that. By the time this is released, we are already on Spotify and Amazon Music podcast. And by the time this episode comes out, we will be on Apple Podcast app. So literally just search for Together We'll Talk in any of those 3 platforms. And not only will you see this episode, but you'll see the first 5 episodes that we done there as well. So please, we're asking you to just, go on there, give us a follow, hit the notification bell on the streaming platform, podcast streaming, audio only streaming platforms, so that you'll get notification when each episode drops. Also, leave us a little, review. Let us know what you think. And do the same on YouTube as well. Hit us up in the comments, share it to your friends and family. We've had some amazing feedback. Even this week, we had feedback from someone who is a mature of mature age. I won't give the age away, but they're also a non-cyclist, female woman of color, and they thoroughly enjoyed watching. No, they actually listened to the episodes on Spotify, and they said that they thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a barrel of laughs. They hadn't had a good laugh like that for a long time, and they were wanted to go back. They're going to go back and actually watch the YouTube videos just to associate the visuals with what they were listening to. So again, we're giving you all the best of both worlds: YouTube video, and now we're finally on Spotify, Amazon Music, and by the time this comes out, Apple Podcast app.
Yeah, and
And
also, sorry, Dean. If anybody has any questions that they want us to answer in, the next
Yes,
few episodes, they can send us a message with their questions as well.
yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Actually, yeah. Interaction.
yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
coming. Keep the questions coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Should be
also the
questions.
plan is what we'll be doing is in upcoming episodes we will be doing like a live stream, so we'll we can get people to either watch it live and even like call in live with like questions, so we can like interact in real time. So we've got lots of things coming up. We've got a whole host of guests lined up that will be coming on. So again, we want to thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, listening, for sharing it with your friends and families, and just riding with us on this journey. We're new in this, but there's a long way to go. But we're enjoying how things are going so far. I'm really happy for the support that you guys are giving us. Don't know, Joe, Dean, you got anything more to add?
No, just keep liking, subscribing, and watching. Like you said, keep sharing.
Yeah.
And
And now we're on Spotify. Put your earphones in on your way to work, on your jog, on your run, on your cycle, on the tube. You can listen to us at the same time. It's
True.
good.
Yeah. Good point. All right, people. This has been episode 6 of Together Wheel Talk podcast.
we'll talk.
See you later.
Take it easy. Till
Bye-bye.
next
Ciao.
time.
Bye bye.